So real quick, brief introduction to myself. I am the New England Territory Manager for Synergy Reps LLC, which means I cover all 6 states in New England. Experiences over 3+ years in HVAC industry. Background includes roles in sales and marketing, as well as working as a chimney technician. We do ask that you follow us on Facebook or YouTube if you guys would like to. We do pump out a lot of content, including stuff on Ultravation. We did recently post a new video on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page for Ultravation. It has to do with our commercial line. They have a really neat video that they just released yesterday that Scott did post on our Facebook page. So I definitely recommend checking that one out. It does say please hold your notes and questions until the end, but we're going to kind of open that up after each slide. So if you guys do have questions throughout the presentation, feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself and ask those questions.
Okay.
And jump to the next. Scott Mulvaney is our sales consultant in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and upstate New York. He has over 7 years in the HVAC industry with 20+ years of growing sales, marketing, training, and coaching for success. He does a lot on our Facebook and YouTube page as well, and he's also our co-host, and he's also recording this session today. Agenda today is defining IAQ technology, understanding UVC versus UVGI, ASHRAE's recommendations, product recommendations, and adherence to ASHRAE, and differentiating from the competition. We'll also differentiate our products from each other as well. Go ahead and jump to the next. When, where, and why. So we're going to look at an optimal situation here for a full house filtration system when we're looking to solve for indoor air quality. This is kind of going to be your full setup here. When you want to do ionization, you want to do PCO, and you want to do a full coverage of coils with UV lights. So first we're going to look at the top right picture there. That is going to have our Orion product doing ionization before the filter. That's going to electrically charge the particles before the filter, enhancing the filter. And basically what that Orion is doing is it's clumping up the particles, allowing those particles to be clumped up and caught in the filter better. And we are going to go in depth on the technology and each of these products a little bit further on in the presentation as well. Next, after the filter, we're going to look at the coils there. If you notice on the coils, we're going to see 3 UV lights. This is going to basically show a UV light underneath the coils and 2 of them shining on top of the coils there. After that, we're going to look at it's either going to be, that looks like probably a Solaris or even a Photomax in the Airstream there, and that's going to do UVGI technology and PCO in the Airstream there. Go ahead and jump to the next. Now, our common IAQ technologies include UVGI, PCO, and ionization. UVGI is something that we are heavily focusing on right now because that's what ASHRAE recommends to kill bacteria and viruses. So we really want to hammer home what that is and get a good understanding of what that is. So ultraviolet germicidal irradiation is a disinfection method that uses short wavelength light, UVC, to kill or inactivate microorganisms. This occurs by destroying nucleic acids and disrupting their DNA, leaving them unable to perform vital cellular functions. So UVGI is only found in UVC lamps. So that's our big takeaway and something to really remember as we go through this presentation. UVGI is the technology that is found in UVC lamps. PCO is the next technology we want to talk about. That is photocatalytic oxidation. It is a very powerful process that combines UVC irradiation with a substance, catalyst, titanium dioxide, also referred as TiO2. This catalyst effect results in a reaction that breaks apart the cellular structure of pollutants. So next, Scott's going to bring up a video of one of our products using PCO. It's going to give you a visual representation of PCO taking place.
Advanced oxidation module is coated with an exclusive titanium dioxide formulation. When UV light is applied to the surface, the titanium dioxide coating becomes energized, causing it to release electrons. The electrons then combine with oxygen to create what are known as superoxides. The titanium dioxide then collects replacement electrons from moisture in the air to become charged particles known as hydroxyl radicals. Together with the superoxides, a powerful photocatalytic oxidation, or PCO field, is created. As odors, germs, mold, and other VOC organic molecules approach the PCO field, they are disassembled as the oxidizers pull electrons from them. The purification process is completed, with the remaining molecules recombining to form simple water vapor and trace amounts of carbon dioxide. Ultravation's advanced oxidation process.
So one of the cool things about PCO, especially when you are talking to contractors and contractors are speaking to their customers, is PCO when it reacts with UVC lamps is it is killing bacteria and viruses, but one of the cool things that happens when PCO is activated, it does kill VOCs, which eliminates the odors inside households. So it is a great way to reduce the smells that are commonly found in different people's homes. Ionization is the third technology we are going to talk about, and this is found in our Orion product and in our Solaris product. So ionization is what is happening when molecules are being electrically charged by generating negative ions using electricity and discharging them. These negative ions attach to positively charged particles and triggers a bond to create denser particles. So in this next video, it's going to show our Orion working. So kind of give you a visual representation of that. So basically what's happening when our Orion is working, it's taking a filter, whether you have a 1-inch filter that you just bought from a hardware store somewhere, or if you're using a more advanced filter like a MERV 11 or MERV 13 filter, it's basically making that filter a lot more enhanced. It's taking these bacteria, viruses, allergens, different things like that. It's electrically charging them and it's clumping them up, allowing them to be caught in your filter. Some of these filters are really nice and they do catch a lot, but no filter on the market is going to catch everything without restricting airflow. So this does enhance that by clumping up these particles, allowing them to be caught in the filter there. So go ahead and jump to the next slide. This is Ashray's position, and I can send you guys this link in a follow-up email, which I think I've sent to most of you guys already. Ashray's position, and something we've really spoken a lot about, is using UVGI technology to kill bacteria and viruses in the airstream and on surfaces. This UVGI technology is only found in UVC lamps. They don't recommend any other technology but UVGI to kill bacteria and viruses. So that is what we're constantly talking about. That's what we're promoting in all of our products. We do sell other products that do not have UVGI technology, but we're really not pushing those products as much. So I can send you this to read if you would like. I don't want to open up the link right now because it is a lot to read, but I can send you that in a follow-up email if you guys would like. So next is understanding UVC energy. If you look at the chart there on the left, you see UVC in conjunction with UVB and UVA. You see that UVC is the most concentrated energy packet that is found in the UV spectrum. It is the more destructive packet of energy that does not reflect or refract nearly at all. It is the most dangerous form of ultraviolet light. The UVC energy renders microorganisms lifeless in a fraction of a second. It is extremely dangerous, but extremely effective as well. If you look at the bottom circles there, the purple circles, and if you look right in the middle there to the silver circle in the middle, that is showing a UV light close to a surface and the efficiency that that UV light is having the closer it is to a surface. The further away it becomes to a surface, the less efficient it is. becomes really important when we are looking to solve and get a specific disinfection rate for a coil or an airstream. We need to be able to recommend a certain amount of lamps per airstream or coil when we're really looking to try to solve for something. And this is why, because you do lose a little bit of potency the further away you get from something. So go ahead and as Scott's pointing to there with the mouse, UVC dissipates very rapidly in that atmosphere there. Go ahead and jump to the next. And just to put it in simplistic terms, UVC and UVGI technology. UVC is the lamp type and is also part of the electromagnetic UV spectrum. UVGI is a technology / a tool that is generated by using a UVC lamp to sterilize / neutralize pollutants. UVC lamps used directly on the coil performs UVGI on the coil. UVC lamps installed in the airstream by themselves do UVGI in the airstream. UVC lamps in an upper room unit do UVGI in an upper room application. UVC lamps used in combination with titanium dioxide coated products for PCO do UVGI in the airstream plus PCO. It's fair to say any of the products with UVC lamps do UVGI in addition to other technologies that UVGI may be combined with. So to make it absolutely simple, UVGI technology is only taking place in UVC lamps. So understanding our UVC lamps, we do have a patented UVC lamp called the T3 class UVC. Our T3 class UVC lamp is encased in a quartz sleeve. It is insulated in a gas that protects the UV lamp from cold air. It does lower the overall electrical costs thanks to the installation process, and the lamps are protected from moisture and debris, allowing for longer service life of the bulb. Now, the best part about this T3 class UVC, you might notice it does say in parentheses up there, 40% more energy. So if we're looking at that chart there, a typical UV lamp with the red dot does about 60% efficiency. If you go up to the green dot, that represents our T3 enhanced lamps that go up to 100% efficiency. We do sell a typical UV lamp. It does a 1-year lamp life, and it does have that just a standard 60% efficiency, but we do have the option on most of our residential applications to get the T3 lamp. And I think primarily on our commercial stuff, T3 comes standard on our commercial products as well. And I think for you guys, I believe you guys brought in all T3 lamps with all of your guys' products. That's typically what I recommend people to do, because you do get that 40% more energy and efficiency, and you do get the 2-year lamp life on your products as well.
Easier for consistent education, 2-year life cycles on everything.
Exactly.
And that's the life cycle on top of that? Is what you're saying?
That's the life cycle of the bulb. Absolutely, you get 2 years on the bulb.
Yeah, all bulbs are guaranteed to stay lit up for 2 years, but the life cycle is what matters. That differentiates T3 versus a standard UVC class lamp.
So customers should set up like a service thing, like, hey, Mrs. Smith, we should come back every 2 years and redo this for you.
Yeah, so if you're a contractor, absolutely. I mean, you do your PMs anyway. So when you do install these, you should put it in your system. However, guys are doing their systems, they should put it in here. Hey, 2 years from now, we need to come back and change these bulbs. Coil plus airstream UVGI efficiency. This is really important, especially in the commercial applications. We are looking at efficiency with 2 points of contact from bacteria up to viruses. So the blue is going to represent surface disinfection with bacteria. The green is going to represent airstream disinfection with viruses. So when we're looking for what to solve for, if you go into a commercial building and they are looking to solve for the ecovirus and they just treat the coil, in an optimal situation, this is what this chart represents is an optimal situation. They just treat the coil for the ecovirus. They're only going to treat 23.92% efficiency for the ecovirus. So if they want to get to that 99% plus, they do need to treat the airstream as well. Now, if you go all the way down to the bottom and they want to treat, I don't even know how to pronounce that bacteria, but if they want to,
Streptococcus.
there you go. So if they want to treat that bacteria, they can treat just the coil and get almost 100% efficiency by just treating the coil and not worry about treating the airstream. That's why it's always important to ask what they're trying to solve for. But as you can tell, most of this is a combination of the airstream and the coil to disinfect, especially when you're doing a specific type of virus or bacteria or general maintenance of indoor air quality. So that's why you always have to ask what you're trying to solve for, or is it just a general disinfection? But we always recommend that you do a combination of the both. So residential solutions, and this is probably where you guys might want to ask some of your questions here after when I go through each of these, but this is going to give you a visual representation of some of the stuff that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to go into depth on each of these as we go through. So this is our coil recommendation application. This is what we recommend that you put over the coil if you're just wanting to put one UVC lamp over your coil. This is what I would recommend. It's the UVC Advantage. This is also a great product for an entry-level person that just wants to get started with IAQ, that doesn't want to spend a lot of money. This is going to be a great product for these guys. So it does do germicidal UV to disinfect wet coils. It does inhibit allergens. You do have the ability to just put in a UVC lamp with a 1 or 2 year lamp life, depending if you go with the standard UVC lamp or the T3 lamp. You can get a 12 or 17-inch lamp, but you also do have the option to add the PCO to remove odor. So if you look at that little module right above the UVC lamp, that is your carbon PCO module there. You do have that as a separate SKU as an add-on that you can put on there, and that does help eliminate odors there. But this is going to be an option if you just wanted to add an extra lamp or just one lamp over your coils. I did have a question the other day that somebody asked, can you put this in the Airstream? Technically, yes, but we do have better products that you could / should put in your Airstream if you're going to put something in your Airstream.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing a very, very, very small square footage, you could totally get away with something like this. I mean, I've had guys, because they just like the throwaway design, they just throw a couple of them in and daisy chain them. So you have to wire each one.
Yeah, and that's a good keyword that Scott just said, throwaway unit. Instead of replacing the bulbs on these every 1 to 2 years, you do replace the entire unit. So instead of replacing the bulb, you pull the entire thing out and you put a new one in. So that does make it a little bit easier for guys.
Yeah, they simplify the electronics.
Thing?
What's that?
If you buy that PCO carbon attachment, you throw that away too?
You do not throw the PCO. So that's just good for the lamp and little power module you see on that. The PCO does stay good for a while.
The reason why they did it this way is because our higher end stuff is all interchangeable bulbs as well, but and their lifetime warranty, which Ron will get into. But that black module that is glued fast to the lamp has all of the electronics in it. So they kept it super low end and more affordable as a throwaway design. The interchangeable plug and play bulbs actually are more expensive because they're higher end bulbs. So we were the first company to really come out with a throwaway design with more simplified electronics, which are held inside that black module to create it more as that throwaway concept. That way it's always in warranty as far as the equipment is concerned. So.
It does have a little magnet on there too. If you look at the back of it, it does have a little magnet too for easier installation. And you will see on a lot of our products, this goes for all of our products, homeowners cannot order replacements. We do sell direct to wholesalers, never to contractors or homeowners.
And Ron, do we need the power PCO? Or should I skip past that?
You can skip past the power PCO. Coil recommendation. So this is our Ultravation Ultramax Easy UV Signature Series. This does have a lifetime warranty on it. This is going to be perfect for applications where you want to add more than one coil lamp. This does have the T3 bulb on it as well, 12 or 17-inch easy light for the coils. So this is different from the advantage that we just spoke about because you can add multiple lamps to this. So the other one is kind of the throwaway unit. This one has a more enhanced bulb, and you do replace the bulbs, and this isn't a throwaway unit. You do keep that power pack and replace the bulbs. The power pack, lifetime warranty. Bulbs have a 2-year warranty / lamp life on those. That does connect directly to home wiring. Models available for 24, 110, or 240 VAC for operation as well. But this is going to be really good if you have a bigger coil that you want to add multiple lamps to as well.
This is actually what I have installed in my house. I'm actually editing this slide today. Another important minor is the reason why it's so easy is when you add the accessory lamp on, there's a Y jack. And the reason why that power pack is so much nicer than the Advantage is because it's lifetime warranty. It's got built-in lamp monitoring as well. So again, when you move up in tech, you get some better bells and whistles. That's why it's lifetime warranted. From a wiring standpoint, my contractor only had to tap power once off of the furnace to power the main SS unit, and then just add on the accessory lamp. And the reason we did that is I had a very small end coil, and it was very hard to get. A coil's not so hard. End coil, a little bit more tight on my unit. I have less than 2 tons needed in this house from 1910. So doing this design was nice for me. So
and say you have, so at the beginning of the presentation, we just showed you guys a full house installation. If you just wanted to go all out on a system and you wanted to add 3 coil lamps to your coils. So say you have a Solaris or a catalyst installed in the Airstream. Both of those have the ability for you to plug in a coil lamp, as you see here, into the catalyst. So you can plug that into the catalyst to go over to the coils. Then you could add the Easy UV on there as well that we just spoke about. So you can have 3 coil lamps over your coils. So that's if you want to go all out on a system there. So
I have this installed in my house too, but I didn't add the 3rd bulb. He's like, well, I got plenty of coverage on the coil. It's clean, it's good. But I guess if I wanted to throw a 3rd one on there, I could just plug it right into the catalyst power head and add some more tech. So.
Yeah. So Scott has that upgrade option if he wants it, but this is going to be one of the products that we highly recommend for residential Airstream. This is going to be our whole house odor reduction, house purification, activated carbon PCO, self-recharging carbon for 10 years, and it does have that lamp monitoring system on it as well. You can use this as a standalone system like Scott does in his house, but you put it right into the Airstream there. It does have the UVGI technology, and it does have the PCO on it, and it does have the option to add a 12 or a 17-inch easy light for the coils as well. So you wire this into your system, and then you do have the option to plug an extra UVC lamp into this model that goes over your coils as well. But this is something that becomes highly recommended by us. Scott uses it in his house. And then we do have this Solaris. This is our beefiest product here. This has all the technology that we put into our products into one. So this is going to have PCO, this is going to have ionization, and this is going to have UVGI technology all wrapped up into one. If having a little bit of ozone is not a problem for your customers, which it isn't with most people, and even if it is, you do have the ability to turn it down on this product. This is our beefiest product. You do have the option to add the 12 or 17-inch easy light for the coils on this one as well. And it does kill bacteria and viruses. It does have that thunderstorm fresh air feeling as well from the ionization process that takes place. And it does have a lifetime warranty on it as well. but this is a really cool product. If you're looking for something to put into the Airstream and treat the coils, you're going to recommend this, or you're going to recommend the Catalyst. Those are your two products that you guys are really going to start off with when trying to outfit a residential situation. So we can look at the competitive analysis if you guys are coming up against Remy Halo. We can bring that up and I'll go through it real quick and just kind of hit on some of the points that you guys might come up against that might make sense. I won't go through the entire thing. I can send you guys this in a follow-up email, which I think I've sent most of you guys anyway, but some of the questions
Yeah,
I
I'd like
think
that.
okay. Some of the questions I think you guys might get, I'll hit on real quick.
What were the name of some of the competition? Would you say?
Remy Halo is going to be a big one, and then APCO is the other one. So go down. All right. So really what I want to focus on is our reactor dimension / catalyst surface area is a greater surface area to do PCO. Our lamp, UV lamp, is a dual band 10-inch. Theirs is a single band 6-inch. So the Remy Halo is all the way to the right. Ours is on the left here, just so you guys know what we're looking at here. Construction, ours is a stainless steel and aluminum. Theirs is plastic and aluminum. PCO adjustability is another big one. So this is when that ozone kind of takes into play and people might be a little bit sensitive to it. So if people do become sensitive to it in their house, you do have that adjustment range. You can crank it up if you want. If people don't mind it and they want a little bit more, then great, you can crank it up. If they want you to come back and turn it down a little bit, you can turn it down. We do have a 4-inch adjustment range where they only have a 2-inch adjustment range. And when you turn ours down, it does not limit our UV disinfection. So when you do turn theirs down, it does restrict their UV disinfection. So that is important. So we're still giving that UVGI technology taking place even when you do adjust ours. The other thing I wanted to talk about, expandability and warranty. We do have the expandability with the ability to plug in that extra lamp. So instead of, if you want to treat coils with ours as well as the Airstream, you don't have to wire a completely different UV light to go over the coils. You just plug it into ours and then mount it over the coils. Theirs does not have that ability to plug in an additional UV light into theirs to mount over the coils. And then warranty is another huge one. We do have a lifetime warranty with a 2-year warranty for our UV lamp. Their warranty includes a 2-year on the PCO, 5-year ballast, and no warranty on parts that are outsourced. So I would say expandability, warranty, and construction, and some of the additional technology is all huge key selling points when it comes to contractor and homeowners. And I can send you guys that in,
Please.
in a follow-up here. Next, we're going to talk about the Phototronic here. So this is our air filter that you guys brought in. It is a combination of a air filter mixed with UV technology. So you do get the UVGI technology, but you also do get the air filtration as well. So we do have a MERV 13 filter in here, and you do get the UVGI technology taking place inside the filter box as well. So this is built to meet commercial grade standards as well. So you get commercial grade standards inside a residence. It's pretty neat to be able to do that, and you get that additional UVGI technology in a different area, not just in your Airstream, not just in your coils, but you're even treating the air before it even gets to those spots as well, which is another way to treat the air as well. So the more area that you treat with UV, the better. So this is just another way that you can do this. This is by far a greater upgrade when it comes to indoor air quality. So For me, I'm going to start off with in the Airstream with the catalyst, and if I don't mind the ozone, then I'm going to start off with the catalyst or the Solaris, and then I'm going to treat the coils, and then I'm going to look for something like the Phototronic or the Orion next. So that's going to, you can continually upgrade your system.
To
And
be
this is,
fair, you could just do the Phototronic because it is scalable like the Catalyst and the Solaris. As you can see here, there's the Ultramax add-on bulbs.
yeah.
So I could still plug bulbs, put them over the coil, right?
Yeah.
And then this screen here on the Phototronic has the titanium dioxide on it, which is creating the PCO right out of the box. So we've got filter first and then bulbs pointed at this screen to activate the PCO. So we're actually already creating PCO as the air is passing out of the filtering process. So yes, you can still add all the other stuff on like Ron said, but to be fair, the reason why you guys brought this in is great. I could stick this right in, do my filter install, which should be step one in any IAQ. Add on, piggyback on my coil lamps to take care of the coil. And then I've already got my PCO going on. And then if I still need more, as Ron said, then we could look at Induct solutions. So
Yeah, so you can continuously go above and beyond. It just depends how far people really want to go with this. You can continuously go down the rabbit hole when it comes to this. So it does come down to how far people want to go and how much they want to spend, but we can definitely upgrade. I think Ted had a customer that recently did one of these and did it kind of like a whole house filtration like that. The portable air purifier, I think this is a great product. It does do spaces up to 500 square feet, controls odor, deactivates airborne bacteria, viruses, and allergens. It is a tabletop air purifier. It's 3 inches tall. I think it's a 9x7. You can put this on your counter, desktop install, offices, workshops, dorm rooms, personal gyms, locker rooms. It's a plug and play option as well. So you don't have to worry about it being dangerous. You can put this right out on the counter. You plug it into a normal outlet. This is going to be, I think, a cool seller that you guys can put on your counters. I think contractors would buy this for their own personal reasons, and I think this could be a cool product for those guys to sell as well when they're in different businesses, when they're in different people's houses as well. So I think this, along with the M series, is a great product, or two great products to have, especially displayed at the counter as well.
Sounds like this is what you guys can use in one of your offices right now. So, which is at the very end of your Airstream.
Yeah, because you're always going to run into certain applications like that where you don't have rooms that have ductwork going to those, or even anywhere that has great filtration, or you're just going to have a room that stinks a little bit more than other rooms, laundry rooms, gyms, things like that, etc.
So if
next
you're
is
you're all set.
Next is our M series for UV ductless. This is another very popular product. This is our UVC Lance for our ductless solutions. This does do UVGI technology in mini splits. I know there are some other products out there that do indoor air quality for mini splits, but they're not using UVGI technology. We are using UVGI technology, which we know that's what ASHRAE is recommending that we use, so that's what we're trying to adhere to. So these do come with two 7-inch bulbs. You do have the choice to use one or two depending on your room / application. You do get that little power pack there that you can mount on the inside of the mini split if you do have room. If not, just mount it on the top where you can't see it. You do have a 1-year lamp warranty on these, so you do need to replace these every year. Guys should be going to do their PMs on these every year anyway and cleaning out the blower wheel. These things get super nasty, whether you're in a restaurant, you're in an airport, if you're in somebody's house. After 6 months to a year, these things get really disgusting. So people should be cleaning these out every year anyway. So it's definitely good to have some sort of disinfection on your coil anyway. And when guys are doing their yearly PMs on these, then just pop out the bulbs and replace them. They are pretty easy to disconnect to replace. It's kind of almost like a phone jack, how they plug into, like an old phone jack, how they plug into the little power pack there. We'll go ahead and jump to the next. The Orion here that mounts before the air filter. These are also great for ice machines and PTAC units as well. And like I said, they just electrically charge the particles in the air, and that basically enhances whatever type of air filter that you have in your filter box there. And to complete the system, I know we've spoken with you guys a little bit about this in the past, but these are some really neat boxes, and I'm sure you guys have seen the straight throughs. I'm sure you've seen right angles before. Something I did want to mention, we do have support boxes. So I know some people do make their own support boxes, but these are heavily constructed. They are insulated, and all of our filter boxes do come with the filters inside them as well. And one or two cool things that we do with our filter boxes is you can get these bare bones if you want, just plain galvanized, but we can also paint these to the color of your system as well. So aesthetically, these things look really neat. And we can also silkscreen print the name of the contractors on here as well. So if you have a contractor that's in your guys' locations buying a lot of filter boxes, it is cool to have their name on those. And it is a really nice marketing piece for those guys as well. So when a homeowner does go past their system, they do see that same name all the time, so they know who to call when something goes wrong or for cleanings or anything like that in the future.
I just want to note, this came up yesterday in the training that I did. Guys forget that just like with lamps, not all lamps are created equal. Like with our upgraded T3 design, same thing with our filters. We have the pressure graphs to back it up. We don't have pressure drop issues like a lot of other manufacturers have. That's why many contractors have stopped at the MERV 8 level. But since we push IAQ, that's why we only sell MERV 11, MERV 13 class filters. And our 5-inch filters here have 32 feet of surface area. That's one of the reasons why our filters are better. There's an increased amount of surface area to catch particulates, so we don't have to weave them as tight. And we statically charge the fibers to help draw the particulates in. So all in all, and we backed it up with the pressure graphs, I sent them to my big contractors, and they're like, oh, okay, well now I can consider that with my system designs, because they can now push a higher air quality filter and not worry about the pressure drops, very similar that a lot of other companies get with like a HEPA or something like that. So
Cool.
So commercial solutions, we have the SIAS 4X in the upper room, so we'll jump into those real quick. And Coil and Airstream UVGI custom solutions, what are we trying to solve for? That's an important question that we always have to ask. What are we trying to solve for? Viruses, bacteria, or a combination of both? This is going to help us accurately recommend how many bulbs you need per coil per Airstream. So we do have sizing guidelines that I can send to you guys as well. This is the sizing guidelines are what you guys need to send to each of your contractors when they're inside a commercial job to fill out. It is an editable sheet that is an Excel form that these guys can go in and just put check marks on different things. They're going to type in the measurements for the duct, for the coils. They're going to write in their CMFs. They're going to say what they're trying to solve for. They're going to say what they're trying to disinfect, at what rate they're trying to disinfect for as well. So we're going to have a good, better, best efficiency rate that we're trying to solve for as well. So sometimes money does become a factor when trying to solve for different things as well. So we're in our recommendations, we're going to tell you if you're trying to solve for 50% of efficiency, you need 2 bulbs. If you're trying to solve for 75% efficiency, you need 4 bulbs. If you need 100% efficiency, you need 6 bulbs. And that's just as an example, but obviously price point does go up with each of those. So it really depends. So we do need to know at what efficiency you're trying to look at as well. So all that stuff comes into play. That stuff's all laid out on the sizing guidelines that I can send you guys as well, but that is very important when trying to get a quote for commercial stuff as well. So types of UV insulation, surface contact, and Airstream. Our SI is primarily going to be used for coil treatment. You do get Airstream disinfection on this guy as well because air does pass through. You do get biogrowth prevention, allergy relief, efficiency optimization, and elimination of coil cleaning as a result of biocontamination and Airstream disinfection. Go ahead and jump to the next. The UV Matrix 4S is really neat for rooftop package systems. It is very small, so it does require limited space requirements. It does have the NEMA 4X rated enclosure for outdoors, basically means it's weatherproof. Does give you that biogrowth prevention, allergy relief, and elimination of coil cleaning as a result of biocontamination, and it is good for airstream disinfection. UV Matrix AS, this is going to be our airstream disinfection, and this is going to give you improvement of indoor air quality through the reduction of airborne pathogens, allergy relief, and odor reduction due to biocontamination, and also available with PCO photocatalyst. This is a really neat product. This is very popular overseas, but it's becoming extremely popular here in the States over the past few weeks. This is our FS series. One thing to always observe with this product is you do have to have a 7-foot minimum installation height when installing. This is going to be another product that we do request that you let us know when you're trying to buy this product and solve for indoor air quality. We do like to recommend a certain amount of these per room. I think each one of these are good up to 250 square feet. So you could kind of recommend as you go, but if you want us to help you out with that, we definitely can. It isn't a one size fits all, so you typically do have to put multiple ones in per room. These do come galvanized or white coated, but this is really neat, and I'll just read you guys the description of these. This is germicidal ultraviolet air disinfection for commercial and institutional application. It destroys airborne pathogens in the air by exposing the upper regions of the room only to germicidal UV light. As air naturally circulates in a room, all the air will be exposed to UV light. Yet the design makes it possible for the room to be occupied during the disinfection process, which is the ideal time to reduce the risk of spreading infection as well as allowing continual air disinfection. The FS series system uses fins or louvers to exclusively and safely direct germicidal ultraviolet rays emitted from 2 vertical UV lamps across the room's upper air. So we'll go ahead and jump to the next. And this is kind of giving you a visual representation, especially there on the left, how air moves from the top down. So it's constantly circulating from the top down, and it's constantly passing through this FS series product.
Keyword here is convective air. Hot air rises, cold air falls.
Yep. Then on the right side here, we're looking at upper air. And we're seeing, if you look to the left there, it's showing kind of a darker blue, and it kind of gets a little lighter as it goes to the right. That is showing the potency of the UV taking place and how it dissipates the further away it gets. This is why typically you need more than one of these per room. So it does start to lose its potency the further away it gets, obviously. So we do need multiple of these to get optimal disinfection per room. So we'll go ahead and jump to the next.
I'm actually going to share a new application sheet that we have to give you an idea of how powerful it is for small environments. One second. So here's a great example of that general application, right? So you can't go into
225 square feet.
Yeah. Right. If you have a room of 10 feet by 10 feet, it's a little small. You might want to put some UV protectant on the opposite wall. That's how strong these things are. So that's why this is commercially targeted. But yeah, our minimum 7-foot height is obviously for the bottom of the cabinet, and then obviously, you technically need a good 8.5 high ceiling to make sure the box is going to fit, make sure the rays stay high enough coming out, and then obviously there's the distance across. But that's how strong the sucker can be. So, and Ron can send you this stuff too.
Yep.
Will that thing eat through sheetrock?
I don't think anybody's ever tested that.
Yeah, I don't think, no. I mean,
our concern there is, okay, if you try to put this in a 10-foot wide room, yes, per the warning here, the rays coming across the room, across the top, may discolor or damage the room and the wall in the opposite distance. Most people are not going to install this in a 10-foot by 10-foot room. I would just put in that UVP 6000 portable air purifier and be done with it. So
yeah,
for that small of a space. So.
Properly sized, it shouldn't eat the sheetrock, Todd.
Right. I think what you're going to get is discolorization more than anything if you put it in something smaller, but always adhere to it. And when we say 7-foot height requirement, if you read into it like we just showed, 8.5-foot ceiling requirement. So it's really from the bottom of the unit needs to be 7 foot. So if you have an 8.5 feet ceiling requirement, then that should give you that 7-foot clearance there.
So
Again, these boxes aren't big.
Is it discoloration from the convection bringing dirt up or from the actual UV?
It's, again, UVC is the most potent form of UV light and destructive. So that's literally the UV
gotcha.
that could be left unchecked in that small of an environment. It could literally change the color of the paint.
Okay.
That's why we don't go that small. So, I mean, this share right now, you're showing 3 boxes across, a very wide open room here. So this is meant for commercial wide open spaces. So that's why it's a minimum of 225 square feet. And per the top of the application guidelines here, I mean, you need at least a 15 by 15 foot room with a again, 7 foot to 8.5 foot ceiling height to fit the box up that high. So
yeah, perfect for offices, like you said.
Yeah.
If you got a big office, yeah.
Yeah, if you have a big enough office, absolutely.
Big open office.
These are going to be really good for restaurants, really good for schools, different facilities like that. I've even, like prisons, even places that are wide open that do have the height requirements, the width requirements, things like that. As long as you have the room, then absolutely, these things are great.
Per Chapter 62 of the ASHRAE guidelines, they actually did discuss this heavily in there as part of the highlights, and they reflect on the fact this has been used over the years in wide open hospital hallways. You've got it in cafeterias, again, like wide open lobbies. There's a lot of grandiose spaces, like when you walk into these big hospital entrances and stuff like that, that this would be very effective in.
Yep. So let's go ahead and jump to the next. We just want to remind you guys, these are the different products that we do represent. We do have 521 compressor savers. We have compressor savers, but we also have surge protectors. Our surge protectors, we do a lot of business with those for mini splits. It's a great add-on product for mini splits. We do have Air Technologies for fire dampers, ceiling radiation dampers, and louvers. We have IAQ Lab as well. IAQ Lab can be bought as an independent product or it can be bought through Ultravation. This is a throwaway unit, but it's an on-the-spot tester for contractors to use at a homeowner's house where they swab the coil or any type of surface and it shows if something's growing on that surface. So it'll actually turn a certain color if there's some sort of growth that's happening on that surface. PDM is our line sets. This is actually a really great time to take advantage if you guys are in the market to look for line sets. We do have the white line sets for split systems, and we do have the black line sets for unitary systems with that same hardcover for that we use for our split systems with the tough skin for unitary, but they have great pricing right now for because copper is kind of at a lower price right now. But if you guys are in the market for line sets, that is definitely very competitive right now. Red Devil is our caulk silicones and duct sealant. Thermoflex is our flexible duct line, and that is for residential and commercial. Vimco is our vibration isolation line. Apollo/Air Products is our induct smoke detection / carbon monoxide detector. Arzell is our zoning product. H2O Coil, I believe I've been talking to Victor a little bit about that. I think you guys used to buy from us years ago, but we just took on that line, so I'm kind of new to that, but that's our aftermarket coil line. HCP is our metal line, Lightstar is our flashlight line, and Western is another really neat product that if you guys have not checked that out, it's a 3-in-1 nitrogen regulator that tests, purges, and brazes. And we also do have acetylene and oxygen regulators from those guys as well.
Cool.
All right, so we'll open it up to some Q&As.
Does this